Salt is an ionic compound because it is formed from a metal sodium and a nonmetal chlorine. Sodium has one electron it wants to give away, and chlorine wants to gain one electron, so sodium transfers its electron to chlorine and gains a positive charge, becoming the cation. Chlorine gains an electron from sodium and gains a negative charge, thus becoming the anion. The donation and receiving of electrons between the two atoms forms an ionic bond, making sodium chloride an ionic compound. The hydrogen and oxygen atoms in a water molecule have different electron negativity values, causing the hydrogen atom with the lower electron negativity to have its electrons move closer to the oxygen atoms, which have a higher electronegativity. Since water doesn't have a symmetrical molecular geometry, the bonds influence the entire molecule to be polar. The unequal sharing of electrons causes oxygen, the molecule with the higher electronegativity, to have electrons closer to it, making it partially negative, and hydrogen, with the lower electronegativity, to have electrons further away from it, to be slightly positive. On the atomic level, sodium chloride in the solid state does not have moving ions that can carry electric currents. The ionic bonds don't allow the movement of ions. Salt, therefore, is called an insulator rather than a conductor because it does not allow passage of heat and electricity through it. Much in the same way, pure water does not conduct electricity because it does not have ions to help move an electric current. However, salt water is electrically conductive because the attraction of the water molecule charges breaks up NaCl into Na plus and Cl minus, which are ions with individual charges. These ions then can help transfer currents of electricity through the water, causing salt water as a whole to be conductive. Bath water is electrically conductive because it contains ions from ingredients found in bath products like soap. Ingredients in soap include sodium hydroxide, NaOH, which is an ionic compound. Hydroxide is a polyatomic ion and can be found on table E with the formula OH-. It has a -1 charge. Sodium can be found on the periodic table and wants to give away the 1 electron in its valence shell, so the ion has a +1 charge. Hydroxide wants to gain an electron and sodium wants to lose 1 electron, so sodium donates its electron to hydroxide and they form an ionic bond. Like salt and water, the water pulls apart the sodium and hydroxide ionic bonds to form Na plus and OH minus ions. These free-floating ions allow bath water to be conductive.